It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang. Story time on who the F did I put in my wedding. I was going to wait until after my wedding to do this wedding series, but I'm 4 days away and I have time on my hands, so why not? So a little backstory. I started with 9 bridesmaids. Then I knocked it down to 7 because I had to cut 2 people off. And then I added my sister-in-law, and so now I'm back at 8. You also must know that we started booking my Bachelorette trip in February, March of this year, and the trip was in July. Everyone understood that with planning so late, money was going to be due quicker or in larger amounts. Everybody was okay with that. Everybody agreed with it. They're like, yep, it's your bachelorette. Like, let us know what you need. Let us know what you want to do. And when I first asked everybody, like, hey, I want you to be my bridesmaids. Like, is this something you can do? I laid out everything. I laid out all my expectations. I laid out all my potential dates. I laid out the 4 events that I knew I was having leading up to the wedding, and I asked them, like, hey, I would love for you to come to all of them, but let me know what you can come to and what you can't come to. So everybody was like, oh, I'll come to everything. I'll be at everything except one bridesmaid. And it still wasn't that big of a deal that she wasn't coming until I found out her reasoning. But initially I was like, okay, I understand, like, time, money, flights. She's from out of town. I understood. Then as things got closer, she kept asking a million questions. Like, she kept changing and switching. One, I think this was a lie. She said her brother's wedding was going to be the same day as mine, right? So I'm like, what's the date? She told me the date, and I was like, oh, that's the weekend of my bridal shower. No big deal. And she, like, started, I don't know, like, almost as if she was hoping it was my wedding weekend, right? So time passes, and I'm like, hey, just double checking, like, you won't be at the bridal shower. I really wish you could come, but I know that your brother's getting married. She comes to tell me that they're not getting married. They haven't found a venue, none of that. Like, I asked, like, how was the wedding planning coming along? Like, they got a venue, whatever, where they getting married. No venue, no date anymore, like, a whole bunch of mess. So I'm like, oh, okay, like, well, let me know if you can come. Mind you, I'm not counting anybody's pockets or anything, but she goes to Miami. She was in Miami multiple times. She's always doing something, always outside, always talking about how much money she get into, right? Or how good she's living, which I'm not counting anybody's pockets. But when you care about your friends, or when your friends are in a season of life that only comes once or should only come once, you show up for them. Like, so simple. I didn't have to ask any of my other bridesmaids to show up for me. She wasn't responding in the group chats. Like, she was being difficult to get in contact with, the whole 9. Like, everybody's being cohesive. Everybody is responding to the group chats in a timely manner. She's responding weeks later, or texting my maid of honor asking questions that have already been answered in the chat. So we're going to call the first one T, because there's 2 of them. So T. So after a whole bunch of me asking, reaching out, waiting for text backs, she finally lets me know, like, hey, I will only be able to make the bachelorette trip and the wedding. I said, okay, cool. I said, no big deal. Send me your address and I will send you your proposal gift, which I'm so glad that I never had the time to send that, because that was my money and hard work. So time is passing. There's deposits that's due. She's not sending her money. I'm asking. She finally is like, I got a new job. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do that. Like, I'm moving. She had a lot going on. So I'm like, okay, no big deal. Like, let me know how you want to pay the money. I'll have my man pay your portion. And then we'll talk about it. Like, just send it to me whenever you get it. You can send it to me in payments, or you can send it to me all at one time, like a lump sum. Doesn't matter to me. No big deal. I'm just glad you're coming. So she ends up sending the full amount the week before. I think, yeah, like it was like maybe 2 weeks before the trip. No big deal. I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, I'm so glad you can come. I'm so glad that we're going. I can't wait to see you. We're gonna have so much fun. let's take a flash from the past. Okay, so I chose this girl to be in my wedding because she was my first friend in college. We actually met on a visit. Like, we were really, really close. We had a few like spats throughout our college career, and I'm not gonna get into too much detail because one of them was just her, like, me and her got introduced to another girl and her best friend. Me and the other girl the other girl's best friend I got introduced to, we're best friends. She's my maid of honor now. And the girl I'm talking about and my maid of honor's ex-best friend, they were best friends, started doing weird stuff, and now they don't talk. So we basically swapped best friends, and me and my maid of honor, we're still trucking. Granted, we aren't as close as we used to be, but it's kind of like a out of sight, out of mind thing. As soon as we come back together, it's like we never left. We're still in college. Like, we're still the best of friends, the closest sisters, right? So I'm talking to my man. I'm like, should I put tea in my wedding? Like, I feel like a few years ago that wouldn't have been a question, but now I don't know. And my fiance was like, yeah, babe, I think it's just the distance between y'all, but I still think that should stand. Mind you, he's never really been this person's biggest fan just because of stuff she did like in school, and like, I don't know, she would just call my phone and tell me my man was in front of Magnolia whole time he was there in my room, like he was waiting on me and stuff like that. Like, just in the business but not knowing what you're talking about, just trying to stir the pot kind of. But I didn't really care. I didn't think nothing of it because I knew what my man was doing. And I just seen it like, she a concerned friend. Mind you, Magnolia is a girl's dorm. Like, I'm just talking like y'all know. And I guess the second red flag of our relationship was when we were at a party and this girl snuck me, and I was literally leaking because I was drinking. I was drunk. And she hit me with the bottle in my nose. And I'm like leaking blood, and I was wearing T's dress. And so inevitably blood got on the dress, y'all. So she did call and check on me or whatever the next day, make sure everything was cool, make sure I was straight. And then a week or so later, not even a week, maybe like 3 days later, she was like, hey, I need that dress because I wanted to wear it this weekend to whatever. I'm like, okay, no problem. So I go to get the dress because I was going to take it and clean it at my fiance's uncle's house. Y'all, I see all the blood on it, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So I text T because I'm a good friend, and I'm like, hey girl, I know you know what happened at the club. Like, there's a lot of blood on it. I can try to wash it, or what do you want me to do? She said, don't worry about it, I'll try. So I said, okay. Like, in my head, I'm just hoping that she can get it out. And so then, like, the next day or so, she messaged me saying that I needed to send her $64 because she bought that dress from Fashion Nova. Mind you, nothing on Fashion Nova is never, ever, ever full price. But she needed $65. She sent me the screenshot of the dress and basically saying I ruined the dress. Mind you, the dress was not new. When I wore it, it already had like a hole in the bottom of it where a string was pulled before I even put it on. So to ask me for $65, mind you, somebody just hit me in the fucking nose with a bottle at the club. And you're asking me for $65 to fix, $65 to fix or buy a new dress? Girl, I would have never done that to a friend. I would have just counted that as my losses and just been glad my friend was okay, because the girl could have killed me. She hit me in the face with a liquor bottle. And this video is at 5 minutes, but I gotta tell y'all one more thing so that I can leave all the red flags in this video. So we roomed together that next year, that same year. No, we roomed together the year before that. Yeah, we roomed together the year before that. And mind you, I was never in the room because I was always in my man's room. And she like had an ant problem because she wasn't cleaning up and stuff. I went in there was ants all on her side of the room, all in the bathroom, and starting to come to my side of the room. I cleaned the ants on my side of the room, and she like made it a big deal like I should have cleaned up all the ants. Like, no, I'm not in here. Then she said something about me cleaning and helping clean and stuff. Mind you, my side of the room was what it was. It was clean, it was straight, and I had clothes on the bed. Her side of the room was, it looked like she lived in there. We had a small dorm, but it was stuff everywhere. The bathroom was nasty. The bathroom can't be nasty for me because I'm never in here. But yeah, that was another thing. And the next year I got my own shit because I can't room with people. I don't even like girls like that. Like, and I gotta start off with another red flag, y'all, because I forgot. Like, there was a lot of reasons why my fiance wasn't a big, like, her biggest fan or whatever. She was very, very, very rude to him and all of his friends, to the point where they did not want to be around her. Like, if we were going to a party, like, they would drive separately and I would either ride with them, or I would ride with her and my other friends there and ride with them back. So I knew I was safe. Because, y'all, this girl would get pissy drunk and have to be carried out of the party and would not be able to drive her car, and then would be so mad and cussing everybody out if they wanted to drive her car. Anyways, so these same people, I used to have to beg my fiance. Well, he never did it. But I used to have to beg his friends, like, please carry her to her room. Please drive her car back to campus. Please do this. Please do that. Like, a lot of times, like, somebody would drive my man car so that my man and me could ride in her car with her in the back seat. Stuff like that. But it's like, on a normal day, you would have a heart attack if somebody touched your car. But because you're drunk and pissy and you can't even walk, you're okay with that. Like, just stuff like that. Okay, back to the story. So the week before the batch trip, she texts me. Mind you, she texts me on my son's birthday. My son's birthday this year was a big deal. If you follow me, you know, like, we had a very traumatic near-death experience with him. So she texts me on my son's birthday, basically letting me know, like, hey, I got a promotion. I'm not gonna be able to make the trip. And so then she proceeds to say, like, she needs her refund. Y'all, we're 7 days away from the trip. 7. So we go back and forth. I'm about to read the messages. Hold on. Hey girl, I know this is inconvenient considering how close to the trip we are. I just got hired to a manager position at my job, but the catch is I can't take off within 60 days after getting hired. I already let them know about the Miami trip, but they said it's just company policy. I really need to take the job. I'm sorry, but I won't be able to make the trip. Dang, I can't read. But it's just like, okay, you got a promotion within the same job. I've never heard of them taking away vacation time you've already put in. But okay, whatever. I said, it's fine. Thanks for letting me know and congrats on the promotion. She said, thanks for understanding. Can you Zelle my money back? We are 7 days from the trip. What money is there to Zelle back? And you just paid it last week. My man just got that $580 back in his pocket last week, and you want us to send it back and then he has to foot the bill for you? Are you crazy? So then I say, hey, we've been celebrating Kay's birthday, but again, congrats on your promotion. That's exciting news, and I wish I could make a refund happen, but everything has already been fully paid and locked in for the group, and the money has gone to the Airbnb. Those reservations are non-refundable at this point because we're 7 days away. So there isn't a way to get the money back without someone else paying extra or coming out of their own pocket. I hope you understand. If you'd like, you're absolutely welcome to still come, even if it's not the full duration since your spot is reserved. Trying to be nice. I think the best option will be to have everyone send $40 extra or however much. I would have loved to come, but I have to make sure I'm elevating my career, and unfortunately I can't make the trip since they aren't letting me take off. I hope you understand. Girl, but you getting a promotion does not affect anybody but you. You cannot ask people to give $40 extra to $580. Mind you, that was just for the Airbnb. I said, I will ask, but I can't ensure they will be willing to do so because the price increased after booking because people. But I said, like, I can't promise they'll be willing to do that because people dropped out. That's why I tried to make sure everyone was in because there was no refunds upon booking sending money. I'll send the message tomorrow, but I can't promise a refund. So I was like, you know what? Let me just send the message now. She said, do what you need to do, but I need a refund. I said, if they aren't willing to pay an extra $40, I can't blame them or make them. And I just can't see that. Give you $580 of my own money because you no longer can attend. And you knew it would be non-refundable. So I honestly don't know what to say. It's two other people who paid and are not going and did not ask for a refund because they understand that it's a big ask and accommodation. She said an extra $40 shouldn't be a deal breaker. But says who? Because she is one of the most selfish people I know, y'all. She would have never paid an extra $40 because somebody else is excelling in life. Never. Anyways, she said, if I could have made it, I would have been there. That's why I sent the money in the first place. This position was unexpected, but grateful to have gotten it. Please just let me know tomorrow so I can get my money back. I appreciate it. I said that would be put the total at $610 just to lay their head down. But I sent the message in the group message, so hopefully they respond in your favor. They did not. They said, congratulations, but we cannot accommodate you. Congratulations, but we don't have any extra money to spend. Congratulations, but I have to decline. So she said, good morning. I hope as a friend that you'll understand I need it from you and Mark then. I don't think it's fair that I should pay full price for an Airbnb I can't stay in because of my job. I don't think it's fair that I can't stay in an Airbnb because of my job. So you want the bride and groom to pay your $580 and we be out of pocket. Make it make sense. So basically I told her, like, I really do hear your frustration, but I was upfront from the start that the Airbnb was non-refundable and that the cost was locked in. I asked the group, everyone declined to pay more, which I understand, especially because others dropped out and they just accepted the loss. At this point, it wouldn't be fair to expect me and Mark to cover it ourselves. This was a group booking we all committed 2 months ago, and unfortunately the life circumstances don't change the terms we all agreed to. I really hope you understand that it's not personal. It's just the reality of how travel works. Like, girl, if you would have had to cancel your own trip, you would not have gotten a refund. You might have got 25%, 50%, but you were not getting your whole deposit, your whole payment back 7 days before the trip. She didn't respond, so I said, good morning. I've been reflecting on things, and it feels like you're not in a place to be present for my wedding. You're unable to come to any of the events leading up to it, and on my son's first birthday, a day that meant a lot to us because of everything he's been through, you only reached out about a refund without even acknowledging him. It's probably best that you step back from the wedding. If you'd like to stay in touch, I'm open to it, but if not, I don't know what I said after that. I can't see it. I said, I wish you well. She said, my plan was always to come to only the Bachelorette and the wedding. I wasn't spending my time and money outside of 2 events because I have a life and responsibilities too. Who said you didn't have a life? Like, I'm supposed to be a part of your life. Like, you're supposed to show up for me. Anyways, unfortunately, I'm not able to make it to the Bachelorette because of my career, and I'm upset about that because if I had known, I would have made it a priority to make it a different event instead. But I'm not sorry for prioritizing my career over partying. As a real friend, I would have expected you to have given a mustard seed of grace. You didn't even offer back, knowing that it's not my choice. I can't. But it's cool. I can't expect me from other people. I apologize for not wishing Cave a happy birthday. Now listen to this. I apologize for not saying happy birthday to Cave. I thought I did, and I know it was a big day considering your mistake. I could have killed her in that moment because she's throwing shade on a tragic incident. Y'all, I left my son in the bathtub, like literally 2 seconds, went and grabbed a dang diaper, and I heard a fall because he was in there with my daughter. I ran back in and my baby was under the water. Literally 2 minutes. The doctor said that if it was any longer, he would have brain damage. So 2 minutes. And she's talking about my mistake. And so she said, enjoy the $600 as my wedding gift to you. Are you slow? The $600 is gone. Long gone. We have no access to it. She said, and I wish you and your family the best. I don't wish to continue a relationship. Like, okay, whatever. I was being nice saying, like, I'm open to it. I said I would stoop to your level, but that's just too low, and I'm not that type of person. But I see you have never been a real friend to me, talking about as a real friend. The real friend that asked me for $60 because I got blood on her dress after someone hit me with a bottle. The real friend who would get drunk and cuss my boyfriend and all my guy friends out, but because of me, they still made sure you and your car made it back to campus. Or the real friend who had our dorm that I never stayed in, looking like a pigsty with ants everywhere, and thought I should clean it. This just shows me I shouldn't have let it slide the first time, because a real friend would never. A real friend would have never asked me to come out of my pocket for money that they chose to spend knowing it was non-refundable. And a real friend would have never played in my face about what could have been a tragic accident. Mustard seed of grace. Grace was given when you asked me for the refund and spoke ill about my son. I actually spoke sideways on my child's birthday. Grace was given when you said you couldn't make it to any other event. Grace was given when you asked for money back on a dress that was torn before I even wore it. But I draw the line in extending grace when you try to throw shade on something that you knew nothing about. You didn't even call to ask because you were out of town having a time. So we can go real friend for real friend and grace for grace all day, but I'm choosing my peace and things. So after those text messages, I blocked her. So I don't even know what she responded. But y'all, and again, this is not me pocket watching. This is stuff that she shows, like the life she broadcasts online and the way she talks, and she only dates guys with money because she got money, like her whole persona, right? But she was damn near begging me for $600 back, for $580 back. Like, and always want to talk down on people who don't got money and this and that. But girl, you were hurting for that $580. You were hurting for that. Like, and she made it seem like we were stealing her money, like we were taking her money from her. No, girl, you paid your way. It's 7 days before the trip. There's no way for us to refund it. And me and my man had a wedding to plan. We were going to Miami. We had money to spend there. We just got back from Mexico for what? Like, we had too much stuff planned to give you $580 because your life changed. Like, I would have been more prone to it if you had death in the family or something like that. But girl, getting a promotion at a job, the same job you're working at where you already put in vacation time, it just doesn't make sense that they took your vacation time. They gave you a promotion, but took your vacation time. I feel like she had no intentions of going. She paid her money that week before thinking, okay, like I'm just going to tell her this and I'll get my money right back. And it did not work out in her favor. And for all of y'all saying like she wasn't a real friend from the jump, real friends don't do this, real friends don't do that, like she never liked me, things like that. I believe now that I'm older and I'm reflecting our friendship, we wouldn't have survived adulthood as friends. Like, we were friends because we were having fun. We were young, we were in college. She was a fun girl, she liked to party. She was kind of sheltered back home, so like in college, that was her time to let loose and create a whole new identity and find herself and all that. Like, we met playing sports together and a sport together. And she quit that and just kind of turned into a whole different person, honestly. Like, the same people she was talking about, she started befriending and just really changing. But I still tried to, like, you know, keep that relationship. And that's when I really felt a shift in our relationship. So maybe our friendship started off genuine and shifted after that. Because, y'all, she used to talk, we went to school in Mississippi, and she used to talk so bad about the Mississippi girls. Like, literally, I'm not making this up. They're so ugly. Why they talk like that? They so ghetto. They so this. They so that. And then I swear to y'all, as soon as she was able to do, she literally was doing everything they were doing. Like, she talked about their wigs, their this, their that. As soon as she quit playing the sports, she started doing everything they were doing, hanging with them, befriending them. Like, it was very weird. It gave very weird. And there was this one girl, like, we have as a mutual friend. Like, she talked about her so bad when she was just my friend. As soon as they became friends, like, I don't know. It just gives, like, when she's not doing something, when she's not a part of something, if she can't have it, if she can't do it, like, she just looked down on it, talk bad about it, kind of. Like, I don't know what it is, but that's what it gives. Because, yeah, now... Shit, she fit right in with the Mississippians, honestly. Like, and I'm not even like bashing her or anything. I'm just giving y'all the background, because in another world I would have loved to remain, you know, friends if she was a genuine friend, if she gave the same energy that I gave. But like, she did come to my baby shower, one of my baby showers. She came to my daughter's first birthday. Like, she was trying, like, she bought some really cute outfits and stuff like that, but that still don't make you a good friend. Like, at the end of the day, it doesn't. I just gave y'all season 1, Bridesmaid 1. This is season 2, Bridesmaid 2. Okay, y'all listening? If you think that season 1 was crazy, you're in for a time with season 2. Let's get into it. We're gonna call her O. Oh, that's my girl. That was my girl. Like, loved her down, real down home, southern country. Loved her down. She X'd herself out really bad. But the thing with O, she didn't really think logically about much at all. Like, the common sense just wasn't there at times. Like, the problem solving skills, things like that. Like, she just didn't process things well. And she flaked a lot. Like, she was notorious for saying she was going to do something. She was going to come somewhere. She was going to whatever. And didn't do it, didn't follow through. We never heard about it again, never said it again. And like, when we asked, it would be some kind of excuse. Notorious for it. Me and my bestie, like, we just kind of like let it pass, because we were like, okay, you know, maybe she doesn't have the money. She did say, like, she didn't have a good job, she didn't have the money, whatever. So my girl got a promotion. Woo woo. We were so happy for her. She was making more money, she was doing better, she was showing up for the things that she said that she would come to. She was doing the things that she said she would do. So we were like, okay, like, you know, maybe it was situational. Maybe our girl just needed some more money. Maybe, you know, like, she got it now. She's been traveling more. She's been coming. She's been showing up. She's been doing her big one as a TT, right? So she did say she was going to come for my son's birthday, because in her exact words, you know, we don't miss first birthdays. And I told her, oh, well, I didn't expect y'all to come because it is my wedding year and we have so much other things and you have so many other things that you've committed to with me. So no big deal if you don't come, right? My maid of honor, she didn't say anything because she knew she wasn't going to be able to make it to my son's birthday, which was understandable this year. And to be honest, I would rather her make it to all my bridal stuff than my son's birthday, because he will have many more. So y'all, my son's birthday comes around. No text, no call, no show, no nothing. Mind you, she's from out of town too. And I already knew, like, once she didn't tell me, hey girl, I'm landing at this time, I got my flight, whatever, I knew she wasn't gonna come. But just to not say anything is crazy. And I left that at that, whatever. She did come to my bridesmaid's proposal, and we were so impressed. We were so happy. We were so excited. Glad she was there. And the way we met was through my maid of honor. So me and my maid of honor were friends, and she actually knew my fiance before me. We met at school as well. And her and my maid of honor were together, and I was like, oh, how do you know that girl? Mark knows her, my fiance. I'm like, he knows her, and he always talked to this lady that's with her. And she was like, oh, this is so and so, she real cool, she this. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So just as time passed, we ended up like hanging out or whatever, and then we ended up becoming really close, especially during COVID. We talked almost every day. We have a group chat, like we have a little code name for our group, like, y'all, like, it was just the cutest little throuple. We never really had any disagreements or any like head bumps or any bumps or anything like that. But one year we went to Panama City for her birthday and my other best friend's birthday, and we just really wanted a girls trip, so we went. We did it, and we wanted to set an itinerary before, and we kind of did, but it wasn't like set in stone. We were like, we'll figure out the rest when we get there. So we're there or whatever, and they're just acting real distant. Like, it was just one too many girls in one place. They didn't want to stay in the same place that we stayed at. They waited too long to book. I wanted to be on the beach. They didn't want to pay that much. I'm not going all the way to Florida to not wake up and see the beach and hear the ocean. They end up staying like on a lake or something. I'm not going to Florida to stay on a lake. I can do that right here in Georgia. So I guess she felt some type of way about that, saying like it was her birthday, whatever. But mind you, my other best friend's birthday was that same weekend, and she wanted to stay on the beach. So I'm like, you know what? We can just get 2 separate Airbnbs. No big deal. Like, I didn't feel any type of way. Whatever. So then we're chilling. I forgot what we did that day, but we were a little tired and we had something else planned later in the day, and she wanted to go wine tasting. So we're like, okay, no problem. Like, we're gonna do this first and then we can go wine tasting. I think we wanted to go to the beach. And so she was like, okay, well, I want to go to the zoo before I go wine tasting. The zoo? We did not come all the way to Florida, Panama City Beach, to go to little old Panama's zoo. Mind y'all, I think she was turning 24 this year, 25. We did not come all the way to Florida to go to their little rink-a-dink zoo. Like, if we was in San Diego, somewhere they're known for their big exotic zoo, cool. But Panama City, Florida, y'all, I was not doing it. Normally, I'm all for doing what people want for their birthday, but my best friend, whose birthday it also was, did not want to do that. And the people that we stayed in the Airbnb with, they were like, y'all, can we miss out on the zoo? It's 100 degrees outside. I don't want to smell no stinking animals. So we're like, you know what? Let's not go to the zoo. So I text her like, hey, we're just going to meet you at the, mind you, we haven't been to the beach yet. We're just going to meet you guys at the wine tasting because we really want to go to the beach and we prefer not to spend that extra money at the zoo. she got mad or had an attitude or something about it, y'all. They ended up going to the zoo and not making it back in time for the winery, which I was glad about that too, because I really don't love wine, but I was doing that because that was homegirl birthday and we were there for a good time, right? So then we go out to eat, y'all. Well, we're getting ready to go out to eat, and we go to their Airbnb. And mind you, we're so tired from everything else that happened in the day. It took them 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours to get dressed. Like because only me and one other girl went to the birthday dinner with them. And y'all, we were asleep. Like, they're getting dressed and we're on the couch knocked out, like, for 2 hours waiting for them to get dressed. And when we got ready or whatever, I guess she felt some type of way because we weren't all hyped. Like, she was like, get up, wake up. Like, girl, you just had us waiting on y'all for 2 hours. Like, y'all told us that y'all were going to be ready by a certain time. We came thinking, okay, 20, 30 minutes. And it turned into 2 hours. We done fell asleep in some more stuff. Like, come on now. You got to let us warm back up. And then in the meantime, like, the things she didn't show up for, she told us that she was going to come to homecoming one year. And she didn't tell us that she couldn't come until I think the day of, something like that. She was supposed to come for my maid of honor's birthday. I don't even remember if she told us that she couldn't come, or like how that was going, like how that came about that she couldn't come. But she was saying that she could come until a certain point, and then yeah. And there was a few more things. Like, she didn't come to my son's birthday party, and baby shower. And she said that she was coming, she would be there. And then the week of, she said that she wasn't going to be there. Like, I want to say that she even told us that she had her flight for that and didn't come. But anyways, so then we make it to the batch trip. Remember, this is season 2, Bridesmaid 2. So if you tuning in now, you need to go back to season 1, Bridesmaid 1, part 1. Anyways, y'all, so mind you, we are a throuple, me, her, my maid of honor. So one, she was so shocked that I asked her to be a bridesmaid, and just honored and just crying, like the whole 9, which I do feel like that was her genuine reaction. Like I said, sweet girl, just not a good friend. So she came to the proposal. That was in February. Everything was so great. We had a great time. The pictures were so cute. Like, everything was amazing. So glad she came. We started planning for the batch trip, and I basically told everybody, like, hey, make your payments when you can. My fiance put the deposit on his card, so make it when you can. Like, I know this is a lot, but make it when you can. So y'all, she did really good paying her deposit. Like, no problems, no hesitation. She communicated with me well, the whole 9. Now again, me, my maid of honor, and her, like, we were like a throuple. So we discussed, because the first bridesmaid, we all went to school with her, so we discussed that. And like, although like they were shocked that it happened like that, they kind of figured as well, because of the kind of person that T is. Like, everybody knows, like, the kind of person that she can be. So we're talking about that, and O has, like, you know, some opinions and stuff, because y'all, 2 years ago, or last year when we went to homecoming, they got an Airbnb, and T reached out to me and asked where I was staying, and I was like, I'm staying with my fiance's family, but reach out to O because she's getting a Airbnb, you know, you might can stay there. And so she did, or whatever, and she like went in on the price with O and all this. Y'all, why when she showed up, she said, hey, we're outside, and O was like, okay, but who is we? Y'all, she brought somebody else, and that girl did not pay or anything. And so O was mad about it or whatever, and ever since then, you know, like, that just kind of rubbed her wrong. And she said something to T, but she didn't offer any money or anything like that. Bogus, if you ask me. And mind you, we didn't even know the girl who she brought with her. And basically, O and my maid of honor really only stay in cahoots and contact with T because she was my friend, really. So back to the story. We're planning for the batch trip. Like, we're planning outfits, and we're doing a whole bunch, y'all. Like, we are getting our outfits together. My maid of honor is talking to O in a separate, like, message. Like, what are you wearing? What you got? What's this? So my maid of honor, she called me one day, like, girl, and I'm like, what? And basically just telling me, like, I don't know, like, I don't think she's coming, like, her energy has changed, like, her tone has changed. And mind you, she gives herself away a lot just by the energy she gives. Like, she's one of those people, she really can't hide her feelings, fake the phone, you know, nothing like that. But my maid of honor didn't really say anything. She just kind of was like, let's just see how this goes. So then, mind you, she paid her second deposit. The Airbnb was paid in full. So now we're talking about outfits and stuff again. And so she's like, I got my outfit. Or I think I asked, like, what's y'all's animals? Because one of the nights was last Rumble in the Jungle. So I'm like, what do y'all have? What kind of bathing suits y'all wearing? Because it was a pool party for the day. Y'all, I said jungle animals. We know what kind of animals live in the jungle. Why did she tell us that she had a cow print bikini? Cow print. Y'all, when she said that, I could have just sat right there and just melted. A cow print bikini. Rumble in the Jungle. And I even sent inspo, y'all. Like, I said snakeskin. I said, y'all know what animals: tigers, leopards, cheetahs, zebra. But y'all, I didn't say anything. All I said was moo back in the chat, because I tried my best not to be Bridezilla. And you know, if that's what you got, it's an animal, cool, we gonna all look cute, we gonna kick it. But my maid of honor wasn't going. She was like, nah. She said, something ain't right. Something ain't right. And I'm like, let's let her live. Let's let her live. So now we are 7 days away from the trip. My son's birthday has passed. We've already XT out. And now we're getting down to the nitty gritty. My maid of honor has a separate chat, like, asking for the deposits for the excursions and things that she has planned. And apparently that's going well or whatever, until she asked, has she gotten her flight? She said, yeah. Then she asked, like, what time? Like, let me see, send me your flight confirmation. Crickets. And real quick recap from part 6. So y'all, I went back and found the messages about the cow print bathing suit. So actually, I did not even know about the Rumble in the Jungle yet. Destiny had sent it in the other chat, and my maid of honor sent it in the other chat, and responded in our throuple chat. And so yeah, basically I wasn't supposed to know about that, but she kind of told, and I'm gonna just post the messages. We were talking about something else, and I guess Destiny asked, my maid of honor asked in the other chat, like, what print? And so there it goes. Like, moo. All right, y'all, so it's the week of the trip now, and I want to say it's like Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm gonna have to look at the messages to be sure, but it's the day before it's supposed to come. And she texted us talking about, I want to say bad news. Let me pull the message up. Y'all, I'm not going to make it down. I just got some serious ass news that I need to be here for my mom for. Destiny, if you have booked already, I will send funds tomorrow when I get paid. Still didn't get paid today because she told Destiny that she would pay the day before. I'll update y'all when I find out more, but I can't. If there's any other fees, I know the hibachi and other fee. Mind you, I was not supposed to know about the Rumble in the Jungle or hibachi, and she exposed both of those surprises. So my maid of honor was already pissed. I will gladly send over the money with the other fee as well. Please just let me know. Then we didn't respond because this is typical of her, right? So then she said she got fluid on her brain. So me and my maid of honor, because we were already together, we were like, okay, like, you know, maybe this is serious. So then she said, and her we didn't respond again. And she said, and her doctor is recommending her to a neurologist.
Butterfly in the sky, I could go twice as high. Take a look, it's in a book, reading Rainbow.
Since she had the stroke a while back. So I said, okay, I hope everything is okay with her. My maid of honor said, oh no, praying everything comes back good. She said, thanks. I just want to keep her in good spirits because her birthday's coming up. And this got us all shook up. So me and my maid of honor are just kind of dissecting this, right? Like, one, when she sent that first message, we both looked at each other, because I swear to y'all, and mind you, we looked at each other and we like kind of like chuckled, and then my maid of honor was like, what? And I was like, nah, you tell me. And she was like, nope, I asked first. So I'm like, didn't she just tell us like something very similar to this a few months ago? And so my maid of honor was like, I was just thinking that, like, that's what I was finna say. So we're like, okay, like, still, like, let's pray for her. We set up a little prayer and we pray for her mom, and just like Lord, like let it not be serious. Let it not be serious. Like, and if it is, like, you know, reveal to us what is true, what is real. And in the meantime, we will be supportive of our friend. So y'all, we are having a great time. We're out. We're actually on the way back to our second spot. And so I'm like, mind you, I'm lit. I said, dang, we ain't heard from Ash. Mind you, like the other time she stood us up, she FaceTimed us, turned up. Like, I'm sorry, I wish I was there, like drinking with us and everything. I want to say that was when we were at homecoming together. No, Destiny's birthday. Whatever. Even both of them, she's FaceTimed us just to check in and just see what we was doing, right? But I feel like she knew she was dead wrong with this one. So we ain't heard from her. So I'm like, we ain't heard from Ash. What's our girl doing? What's she doing? So Destiny was like, let me see. We share locations. All three of us. So my maid of honor goes and looks at her location, y'all. She's supposed to be at home with her mama. Right. Mind you, my batch trip was in Miami. The flight's an hour and a half. She was only she was coming Friday night, staying all day Saturday, leaving Sunday morning. So she was only really there for one day. My maid of honor looked at her location, y'all. She was in a whole nother state. And I'm drunk. So I'm like, what's she doing there? My maid of honor said, you know what she doing there. It clicked. I said, oh no. So my other bridesmaids are like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Because we're in the car, we're talking about this. And they're like, what's going on? What happened? Like, what now? Because they already was super shocked about T. Y'all, this girl was at a dude's house in a different state that she had just met like a month and a half prior. So boom, we done checked her location, and she is at this boy's house that she has only known for a month and a half, y'all. So I'm like,
you know what time it is,
right? Like, and so my bridesmaids are trying to figure out what the commotion is about. So when we tell them, they're all like, oh, is her mom okay? Like, is that fine? Like, and I'm just like, I don't know, because she's not here because she wanted to be in her mom's presence and make her feel special for her birthday. But being in another state, you could have just came to this state instead of going to that other state, because you're not in the state with your mama. So how are you making her feel your presence? She said, I'm going to read the text messages, y'all. We didn't say anything, right? We didn't say anything. We just kind of like let it ride. We let it ride. So then, y'all, my cousin, it was so funny. We're getting ready, right? And my cousin, she's a pre-K teacher, and this just helps put everything into context because she's so creative. So she's talking to herself, and she's like, oh my gosh, like, I'm not ready to leave Miami. I don't want to go out with my coworkers. I have plans with them. She was like, maybe I should just tabosh them. Destiny was like, what'd you say? And so they called me in there, and I'm like, what happened? And like, Destiny told me or whatever, and I was like, y'all, inside joke, but basically she combined their names, right? And so we just kind of like laughed it off. She tried to make light of the situation or whatever. And so, yeah, and then when I was like, Tabash? And she was like, yeah, when you really don't feel like doing something with your friends, but you can't just tell them that you don't want to do it. So that's what it's called. You Tabash them. So whatever, that was like our little inside joke for the rest of the trip. Like, and so then I text them, or not even the rest of the trip, like we said it maybe 1 or 2 more times. Then when we got back home from Miami, I'm texting the group chat and I'm just like, hey y'all, thank you so much. I appreciate y'all coming. I had a blast. It was so much fun. But mind you, at this point, Asha's still in the group chat because she doesn't know that we know she was laid up with this dude instead of in Miami with us, or with her mom taking care of her and making her feel her presence. She didn't know that we knew that. She didn't know that we checked her account, her location. She didn't know that. So I wasn't gonna address that yet, so I left her in the chat. So we get home and I'm expressing my feelings. Thank y'all for coming. I love y'all, whatever. My cousin Maya text and she says, yes, I am so happy to be here through all your milestones, this and that. Like, I will never tabash you. This is what happened next. Before I read these messages, I have to tell y'all that she messaged Maya separately. Mind you, she does not know Maya from a can of paint, but she took her number and put it in her own message and messaged her, y'all, asking her, was there a problem? And Maya was like, no, why would there be a problem? And she was like, I don't appreciate you using my name to throw shade. And she was like, what are you talking about? I was not throwing shade. Anyways, so then she texted us in the group chat and said, is there a problem? Is there something I need to know? Because the shade towards me ain't cool at all, especially when I stayed back from my mama's health and to be with her. And I don't appreciate the shade being thrown or nobody laughing like that shit funny, because it motherfucking ain't. First of all, who are you talking to? But I told y'all I'm mastering the art of shutting up and handling situations maturely and not crashing out, not letting people take me there, right? It's just not worth it, and especially like if that's your response and you know what you did this weekend, you know where you were, you know you went with your dang mama. First of all, no one is laughing or throwing shade towards what's going on with your mom. To clarify, tabash was just a little inside joke we made about flaking in general, not meant to be deep. I vented on some drunk stuff, and my cousin brought light to the situation by making a joke about flaking, not solely the situation, because it isn't the first or second time. I get your mom's health is serious, but I honestly don't understand how being at your boyfriend's in Iowa was a part of that, especially since you were only staying in Miami one true day. That's all. It wasn't meant to be harsh, just how it felt from my end. She said somebody literally just said some shit to you that was serious, right? And she's talking about Tabby. Next message. And you got the nerve to sit up here and say some shit to me about where I lay my head at night to go to sleep. Crazy part is, mind y'all, she laid her head somewhere in a different state than where her mom lives. Crazy part is, I ain't got to explain shit about where I was at a certain time, period. Just know my mama felt my effing presence and you dead the F wrong. You get mad when somebody says some shit to you. She was dead wrong for sure. But don't ever question me about where I was or anything, because my mama definitely felt my presence and all for her birthday and felt loved. I don't play about my mama, and you done crossed the line, even making an effing insider joke. Anyways, that shit ain't cool. I don't care. Now she's doing what she always does, gaslighting and deflecting. Because, girl, nobody was talking about your mom. There's no way you could have took that joke and said it was about your mom. It's about you and the person you've shown us to be. Anyways, if you felt that way, say that shit. But then throwing an insider like that shit cool, fuck out of here. Because if somebody did that shit to you, you would be mad. And don't ever make no joke about any situation with my mama or question me. No one was talking about your mom. We're talking about you. Never duck no smoke. She said death was given off as harsh, whether you want to admit that or not, and I can't condone in this shit. I can't condone in being a bad friend and saying that your mom's health is a big deal and you're gonna spend time with her, but you're laid up with a nigga you don't even know. And that's the problem right there. If there was a problem, address it. Don't make me no subject of y'all childish ass shade throwing. I'm good on that because y'all did the F wrong. Because if the shoe was on the other foot, it would be a big ass problem. Wrong is wrong and right is right. I'm good. Another one bites the dust, I guess. Can't argue with someone determined to misunderstand. You couldn't make a trip because of your mom's health, but went to lay up with a nigga you barely know. You could have been in Miami for 24 hours. That's just my opinion, and I guess, but you're the only one that feels like I'm wrong. This is not one instance. This is habitual. You set the stage. I'm just giving you the show because obviously you wasn't going to speak on your concerns at all and probably didn't care to hear anyway. So you right. Dust bitten, boo. Basically, after that, like, we haven't talked or nothing. And I wasn't going to follow her on social media because I see no point. Like, there was no bad blood, no beef, no nothing. Like, you're just not someone that I want to consider my friend. Especially how you responded to me trying to do the whole flipping the switch thing. Like, knock it off. Okay? But yeah, so after that, we didn't talk or whatever. And so her and my maid of honor went back and forth. And my maid of honor went back and forth a little bit. Like, just, my maid of honor was just trying to get her to see her wrong in the situation. She was doing, literally, y'all remember in the text messages, she said, don't question me, don't ask me, I'm grown, all that, right? But then when Destiny told her faults in the situation, my maid of honor told her faults in the situation, she was saying, what'd she say? Y'all could have came to me, y'all could have talked to me. You just told us don't question you about your whereabouts. How could we have come to you? Because my question would have been, why are you in Iowa when you could have been in Miami? You should be at home or with your mama because that's where you said you was going to be. As a friend, you did not have to lie to go lay up with a bald-headed a. Nothing is the bald head. It's my daddy bald head. I should have said somebody you don't even know. Like, somebody you don't even know. If you're watching this, you lost friends over someone that you don't even know. Anyways, y'all. So they were back and forth. She couldn't get through to her. It was just a loop. Like, she just kept trying to, like, gaslight Destiny, my maid of honor, into being on her side or seeing her point of view or whatever. And my maid of honor tried to stay, like, neutral, like, I'm not picking sides, but you're wrong. And so she ended up not responding to the last thing that O said because she was talking in circles. They ended up not talking. She she called my maid of honor and she didn't answer because she was at work or sleep or something. And she was like, I ain't gonna call back because I don't know, you know. So then she texted and said, like, hey, you called? No response. And so that was that. She ended up unfollowing us on social media, but then, you know, TikTok tells you who views your profile. So yeah, but that's that. Like, it's basically self-explanatory. Like, she knows she's not in my wedding. She knows that she's no longer invited. And it is what it is. I mean, like, she hadn't gotten her dress, y'all. She hadn't did all of the, like, you know, things that should have been done. They hadn't been done. But yeah. That's it. So I'll answer some questions in the comments. If you have any more questions, I got you. But dang, yep, that is my story. Thank y'all for watching. Thanks for the support. I did not expect this to get this much attention, but I'm glad y'all are liking it. This is a true story. I hate to say it. Lost 2 of my college friends. Been friends for years over my wedding. And I don't think I was wrong at all in any instance. Good morning, y'all. So why did O message me on TikTok today? This morning. Y'all, the same thing, talking in circles and saying that I'm making a joke out of her mom's health. I never did that. I'm making a joke out of what you did, blaming it on your mother's health. Your mother may very well be going through what she did, and I prayed for her. I sent one up. I said, you know, I really hope that she's okay and everything works out if, like, this is the case or whatever. And it very much may still be the case. But girl, if that was the case and you were so concerned and you was all this and that and you can't go on your close friend's batch trip because of it, you would have been there with your mom. You wouldn't have been in a whole nother state than your mom, laid up with a dude you never met. And she talking about some leave the dude out of this. He don't got nothing to do with this. You're right. I'm like, you're deflected and you're thinking that somebody's talking about him and your mama. No, we're talking about you and the person you are as a person, as a friend. And me. Then she said, and you so clowned out, you worried about me and mine when your wedding 3 days away. Again, ain't nobody worried about you and yours. I'm talking about the person you were to me. This is my situation. This is my story. This is my experience. Are you cool? I can share my experience. You did this shit to me. Are we? Then said I'm showing half the story. I'm sharing the side that I was on. You didn't tell us nothing else. You told us you couldn't come because of your mama, and we look at your location and you in another state laid up with a dude. I don't know how I mix that story up. I don't know how I tell the other side. What's the other side? The other side is you told me something and that's not what you was doing. I mean, it's the same thing on both sides. I mean, I don't know, because if my mom had severe health issues or anything to make me not follow through on something for my friend's wedding season, I would have been right beside her, holding her hand, whatever she needed, celebrating her birthday. Like, I would not have stood my friend up and got in my vehicle and drove to another state to lay up with a dude that I just met, when I knew that I was standing up my friend of 6-7 years. I wouldn't have done that. But that's me. So y'all already know I can't do the talking in circles. I can't do the when you think you're a master manipulator, because baby, I can't be manipulated. When you think that you're gaslighting, like, I can't do that. I can't do all that talking in circles and stuff. So you know what I did? Hang up on you. I'm just playing. She DM'd me. I blocked her. Like, that's it. That's all. Very simple. No response, because you still are committed to not understanding. I don't understand how you got I'm talking about your mama. I don't understand how you got I'm worried about you. I'm telling my story from my point of view on my page. Okay? And if you see this, keep on scrolling. Keep on scrolling. If somebody sends you, well, they can't. You're blocked. You're done. Then she talking about something. You did the wrong thing, putting my business on TikTok. Again, it's our business. It's something you did to me, so it's our business. I have the right to share that. And what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do about it?
I hope she do a story time.
I'll be in Mississippi. Shiver me timbers and paint me pink, baby. You know I ain't never ducked no smoke. And I look so good, y'all. Get a. Yeah. And my stinker butt in the back. Yes, he's in his sister's car seat, y'all. Don't worry about it. But all right, y'all. I just had to get that off my chest, because I don't know. People be thinking I'm little or something and I'm scared. And as my friend for years, I ain't never scared. Who the F did I make a bridesmaid, y'all? I don't know. This is like part 12 right now. But y'all, she is so mad. She's posting on private on her Facebook, because we don't have each other, but she's posting it on private and people are just sending it to me, which but anyways, y'all, so she's mad. She said, this hoe so lame, story time in a minute. Then she posted this. Hold on. You know a hoe is mad when they just start saying stuff. Look at this. Actually, a pussy ain't her lose every fight she's in. I've only been in one fight at school. One. And I won that. And I apologized to the girl for beating her up. So, hello. And I was drunk, y'all. I said I didn't want to fight the girl. She started it. And she was actually my friend. And I was like, I'm sorry for beating you up. I never wanted to do that. But anyways, the whole Valley F, my nigga, at that point, she's desperate. She's reaching for strings, because she had the lamest one on Valley campus and was sleeping around, wasn't getting a girl. Don't get me started on that, because I never was talking junk. I was speaking facts. I was talking the truth. So to talk junk was never in my plans, whatever. talk about every one of her friends. Who? I didn't have many friends at school, and I'm still friends with all of them except the two that just showed they tails with this wedding stuff. And my own cousin, y'all, my own cousin is the one that effed me over, the one that I said I was gonna make a story time on from 2021. Yeah, I talked about her. She deserved that after what she did to me. But anyways, y'all, this is her page because I ain't sparing no more. There y'all go. This is Facebook. Have a nice day. Do what you will.
Everyday people, man, that was a hell of a story. At least it's real. She called her lame and stuff like that. Actually, they lose every fight she's in. The whole valley effed her nigga and talked stuff about every single one of her friends. And even her own cousin could never get me out of character. Well, so I go to her page. Yeah, those are all private. Excuse me. Those are all private. But as you can see, I mean, it's pretty. Everything else is, it got the world. That's where you can see the world on there. But if you look on here, you can see like the what is it called? Only people, so only close friends can see that. So I mean, none of these women are bad looking, pretty decent damn women, but look like she from Texas, I guess. There's a cheetah print. It ain't the cow, moo looking ass. I wonder if we're gonna get to see the cow print. Well, no, that was this year, so probably not. Yeah. Yeah, see, these sometimes, I don't know, because sometimes girls be having like friends that are not really they friends, and sometimes they be low key. These are all pretty girls. Well, it's these two at least. Oh, Destiny is also in the chat too, and let me see what Destiny look like. I want to see what Destiny look like, because I know her ass is in the chat somewhere. This is Destiny. So Destiny's in the chat. So y'all go follow Destiny. Destiny, shit, I don't know if that was it. Destiny Cater. Yeah. Y'all can also follow the creator of this wonderful story time, King Simone. King Simone is KEEN_SYMONE. King Simone. Yeah, definitely a good story time. Definitely these bridesmaids needed to smoke, cause girl, like, see, I'm starting to think like certain people can't do large bridesmaid, especially like if they're your friends. Y'all should go on a few girls trips before planning something as special as a bridesmaids trips. Like, y'all are friends, but y'all really not friends, because that shows. And then the one thing is, she invited friends one friend that she knows always, who is Osh, who always flakes out. So that right there would be a thing. Like, I don't invite people who I know aren't always financially ready, or who always are late. Like, I hate late people. I got a cousin who always late, but I tell his ass, like, bro, I'm not about to keep waiting on you every fucking where we go. Like, that's not, I don't like waiting on somebody, and especially every time, bro. You just gotta, get a move on it or something, like fix that, cause that's not cool, man, to keep leaving people like that. And but also, you gotta learn to keep it real with certain people. You know what I'm saying? Keep it real whenever you can't do something, you got to keep it real. You can't keep playing with people's time. and be honest. You know, I think her thing was the lack of people being honest about the situation. Like y'all knew how important this was, and then the friend to throw the son in there, and then the friend who threw the son in there was wrong, but then the girl using what the other friend Tabby, what she did to was she used what Tabby did to her as a way to say, well, you're doing the same thing to me by saying this about my mom, or you know, not being sensitive about the subject, or having some type of heart towards what's going on with my mom. And she was like, girl, that is not the same, but whatever. I think once she started to feel the energy off with those two people, and mind you, those two things were happening simultaneously. They weren't like one happened, then the other happened. It was two friends that she knew was going bad, and then it just, you know, I know her planning the trip, I know she was kind of like, man, I can't believe they doing this. So, yeah, I think that's messed up. You know what I'm saying? I think it's messed up. But, you know, this makes me think about doing guy trips and stuff like that. Like, I mean, I don't particularly have guy trips, but I have a group, some lodge members that we go to, you know, different lodges across America. And if I can't go, I just say I can't go. I don't sugarcoat it, and because I know other people might depend on to know if they need my money to get, you know, for the ride and the gas and stuff for the hotel rooms. Because I once paid for somebody's hotel and then they didn't show up, and I was just like, well, I just did it out of the kindness of my heart, because I thought, like, let's go ahead and book the hotel, because we're gonna book the hotel ahead of time, because we never know what's gonna happen. Come to find out, you know, never happened. And so I had a hotel room that just went to waste. And I was like, man, if I find me a chick out here, I'm going to this other hotel room. Y'all can keep this one. Because, you know, of course, multiple of us stayed in one hotel room, you know, versus, you know, the other one was for the other guys, so they had a place to stay. And, you know, that you know, it was kind of one of those things. And I was just like, well, I just chalk it up as a loss. But no love loss. I'm not mad or I'm not hating or anything. I just think that, like, I think it was important for everybody to show up when it's time to show up. You know what I'm saying? That's all. But let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to holler at you later. Peace.